Peace. So we talked about slavery a couple of times, and today I want to touch on it again, but from a different perspective, because it's something that we need to examine because words have power and the ability to create conditions of change in the individual. It starts with the individual themselves. And a lot of times it starts with the realization of things and words and how words have power and how they shape a reality or how they shape a thought process. Well, the word slavery for years has shaped the thought process of our people. You know what I'm saying? This word has actually conditioned our people to believe that they are nothing more than just slaves. Well, first of all, let's take a look at it. Slavery, to me, is a form of warfare. It is a military expedition. That's what slavery was. It was warfare. And anybody who understands that knows that in times of war, slaves are taken. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, if we are to rearrange our thought process and to rearrange our conditions starting as individuals first, we must realize that slavery was warfare and that we are not slaves, but we are prisoners of war. Say it with me. Prisoners of war. See, when you call yourself a prisoner of war, that alters your thought process. Starts to spurn something in you to make you kind of look at things from a different perspective. You see what I'm saying? Because see, those who win the battles can tell the story. And when they tell the story, they are telling it to benefit them in their condition to basically keep that condition in place. Well, I'm here to tell you another story. And the story is that you are prisoners of war. See, we are taught like this in the schools. They went to Africa and they got slaves and brought them back to America. No, there were no slaves. They went to Africa and got human beings and brought them back to America and through a process enslaved them. You understand what I'm saying? This is warfare. We're not slaves. We're prisoners of war. And when you take on that type of thought process, when you take that and you eat that, you begin to change the way you see things. You see what I'm saying? See, I've known for years that I'm a prisoner of war, which is why I have a nationality, because certain things in warfare are stripped away from you on purpose. So you can't re-identify and find your connection back to your purpose and to your creator and so on and so forth. So I understand the science of warfare and I understand the science of what slavery really is. It's warfare. It's a military tactic that was done. You understand what I'm saying? And it wouldn't have been able to happen if it wasn't for some of our own assisting them. See, white supremacy cannot live regardless. It wouldn't be able to live and do what it does if there wasn't some coons assisting and aiding and abetting in the white supremacy. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, I'm going to say it again. Slavery was warfare. You're not a slave, you're a prisoner of war. And on that note, knowing that you are a prisoner of war, what does prisoners do? They try to get free. You understand what I'm saying? So now, the hand is on the other foot. The thought process is on another thought process. You got to understand that the thought process that you have indoctrinated in you, socialized in you, is a phenomenon. It was put there. It's no different than the whole ideology about a bad boy or ladies wanting bad boys and so on and so forth, because that's an ideology too. The bad boy paradigm is an ideology fixed on you from television. The same way with the whole ideal of slavery fixed on you from television, like slavery was a good and healthy thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that was supposed to happen the way it happened. It's a good, healthy thing. It's slavery and you've come so far. No, we're prisoners of war. And we're not ever going to be free until we break the shackles. You understand what I'm saying? And the shackles are mental today. They're no longer physical. The shackles have been mental. The thing is, you can't break the mental shackles if you don't know. Like Harriet Tubman said, I could have freed thousands of slaves. She said, I freed thousands of slaves and could have freed thousands of more only if they knew they were slaves. Well, I'm telling you, I know you are a prisoner of war. So what do you do to change it? See, other people know that you're prisoners of war also, and they're constantly killing you through psychology, through legislation, and through other means. And you're helping them kill you. You understand what I'm saying? So remember, no, it's not slavery. We're far beyond slavery. We're prisoners of war. And again, words change conditions and conditions change words. So, We're prisoners of war, not slaves. Slaves is a military expedition. Slavery was a military expedition, a military phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? We're prisoners of war. We're at war, still at war. Over 209 years of systematically induced trauma. And today you're seeing not behavior or conduct, you're seeing reaction of trauma. 209 years of trauma put on us systematically. So remember, that's what happened to prisoners of war. They're constantly kept in trauma so they can stay distracted. Peace.